Hi everyone! Guess where we are tonight? It's Burabay. Known as Kazakh Switzerland, this area is known for its crystal clear lakes, rock formations, and starry nature. So grab a tea and let's start with us this adventure. Welcome to Burabay, a beautiful region in northern Kazakhstan. Here, golden steppes meet lush green forests, leading to mountain ridges and tall pine trees that seem to touch the sky. Since 2000, this land has been a national park, home to 14 scenic lakes and many rare plants and animals, some protected by Kazakhstan's Red Book. With its sharply continental climate, every season here offers a different side of Burabay's mesmerizing beauty. The name Borabay comes from the word bura, meaning camel in Kazakh. In our culture, legends are more than stories, they are traditions passed down through generations. One such legend tells of Bura, a sacred white camel who once roamed these lands, protecting locals by warning them of approaching danger. But when invaders came, they targeted Bura, striking him with an arrow as he drank from the lake. Wounded and weary, he made it to the water's edge where he turned to stone, forever becoming part of the landscape. Alright, enough with the legends. Time for some real action. Hi everyone, it's 7 a.m. in the morning and we are now at the train station. We're actually inside the train which will go now to Borabay, and in just 3 hours we'll be there. While hopping on a train is one of the easiest ways to get to Borabay, it's definitely not your only option. If you are road tripping from Astana, plan for about 3 hours on the highway. You can also check out the newly improved express train. It can get you here in as little as 2.5 hours, with tickets starting around 2,300 tenge. For those coming from further away, you can fly into Kokshetau Airport, which is about 90 kilometers from Burabay, or Astana Airport, about 250 kilometers away. And here is a tip: if you're arriving by train, the stop is called Kurort Baravoye, but you still have 20 kilometers to go until you hit the village of Borabay itself. Getting to Borabay is super easy. This train takes just about 3 hours and costs around 3,000 tenge. Plus to that, you get to enjoy such stunning views along the way. One of the things I love about traveling, overall about traveling by train, is how relaxing it feels. You just sit back, grab your coffee or tea, read a book, and just watch the Kazakh steppes roll by. I mean, look at the view. It's stunning. Endless snow, little villages, and sometimes you get to see some animals on the way. It really feels like stepping into a postcard. Here we are in Borabay. Once you step off the train, you can immediately feel how clean, refreshing, and crispy the air is here. There are not many options of how to get to the city. You either take a bus if you're light and you have just a backpack like me, or you can have a taxi because it's more convenient. If you'd rather take a taxi, prices typically start around 1,500 tenge to the center, but here is a tip. If you pick a ride from taxi drivers hanging around the station, be prepared to negotiate. They often quote higher rates to tourists, so don't be shy to haggle and bring it down to a fair deal. As you make your way there, keep your eyes peeled. You'll pass through towering pine forests and might even catch a glimpse of one of the lakes glistening between the trees. This final stretch to Borabay is like a sneak peek of the natural beauty that awaits. As for the accommodation, one of the best things about Borabay is that you get to choose your own adventure when it comes to finding a place to crash. You can book yourself into a 5-star resort complete with a fancy spa and breakfast buffet. For those on a more modest budget, a variety of apartments are available, providing comfort without stretching your wallet too far. Looking for something more secluded? Nothing says unplug like a few nights surrounded by birds and zero neighbors in sight. But if you're really feeling adventurous, check out the new glamping spots popping up around the lakes. And while winter might not be the best time for camping, there are also options available for that. Whichever way you roll, Burabay's got a bed or a sleeping bag with your name on it. Just don't blame me if you never want to leave. Now that you found your perfect place to settle in, it's time to dive into top locations in Borabay. Welcome to Ablay Glade, one of the most iconic and historically significant spots in Borabay. It's famous for being not just a beautiful open area, but because it is also deeply tied to Kazakhstan's history and culture. Let's go! This area honors Ablay, one of the most legendary figures in the Kazakh history. He is known for uniting Kazakh tribes and leading them through some of the most challenging times in the history. According to some legends, this port is where many important decisions and discussions were taking place. Imagine warriors and leaders and rulers gathering here to make some of the most important decisions that would define the history of Kazakhstan. This area is usually the first stop among tourists who come to visit Borabay for the first time. And it's not only about history, but it's also about a variety of entertainment activities that one could do here. For example, behind me you can see an eagle, though a bit scary to approach him, but we'll try. It's a bit heavy and it's a bit scary. Among other entertainment activities, one could ride a horse, a truly nomadic experience. We are now approaching the famous Ablay throne. And like in many cultures, there are so many legends surrounding this area, including the throne. So one of them has it. If you have a wish and you want it to come true, you should make 7 circles around the throne of Ablay. So let's see and make a wish. Well, I made my 7 circles and I made a wish. One of them is peace and the other one is secret. After immersing ourselves in the history and legends of Ablay Glade, it's time to see that heritage brought to life in an entirely new way. We are heading now to the Multimedia Center just around the corner, which offers an interactive journey through Kazakh history, blending cutting-edge technology with centuries of storytelling. Do you want to receive blessing from Ablay, or do you want to compete with some of the famous warriors in the Kazakh history, or you just want to know more history? The Multimedia Center in Borabay is a must visit. This Multimedia Center was entirely renovated last year. It is now spread across 9 interactive zones, from the open access introduction area all the way to a final exhibit that highlights Kazakhstan's modern era, all in one immersive space. We are now in one of the halls of a Multimedia Center and we are watching now a short film about the travel of a famous and well-known Samruk bird. The experience here is truly fascinating. I did not expect it myself from this Multimedia Center. Tickets to the center are relatively cheap. For adults, they range from 1,990 tenge to 3,990 tenge, depending on whether you opt for a short session or the full deep dive. For kids, prices start at 990 tenge and go up to 2,490 tenge. And at the end of it all, there is a twist. You can receive a traditional bata or blessing from Ablay himself. He's not exactly the real Ablay, but a little virtual blessing never hurt anyone. It's a light-hearted finish to an otherwise epic historical experience. Now this what makes Borabay so special. You see the stunning forest around me, pine trees, birches, the variety of forest here is just amazing. But you know what I love more about this? It's the peace. The only sound that you hear here is maybe wind rushing through the trees or some birds and nothing more. And I think that's where a person needs who start from big noises in a big city. The Burabay National Park spans over 129,000 hectares. Here you'll find extensive stands of pine, birch, and pine birch woodlands. This unique ecosystem is home to 754 plant species, including 79 relict and 21 endangered varieties. Every corner of Borabay's vast territory reveals a new facet of Kazakhstan's natural heritage, blending sweeping grassland views with the tranquility of a thriving forest landscape. And you don't need a map. Just wander and go all along the trails here, get lost in this amazing forest. There is nothing better than this. And don't forget to take a thermos of warm tea or coffee and just breathe in and be in your peace. And here we are at the heart of Borabay, the magnificent Lake Burabay. It's one of the 14 lakes in the Burabay National Park. In the winter, you can see how ice is freezing over and the surface becomes just crystal clear, and yeah, it's a bit dangerous to walk. The lake freezes over, creating this smooth and icy surface that almost feels crystal clear. The lake is originally called Ablay, meaning Holy Lake in Kazakh. Nestled at the eastern foot of Mount Kokshetau, it covers about 11 square kilometers. The lake has an average depth of 3.4 meters, with its deepest point up to 7 meters found in the northern part. In summer, the lake is calm and reflective, perfect for swimming or boat rides. But in winter, it transforms into a natural ice rink, drawing locals and tourists alike for skiing, snowmobiling, and even a bit of ice skating. And that's over there, the famous Zhumbakhtas rock. It's one of the iconic landmarks here in Borabay. In Kazakh, it translates as a mystery stone, and it's very easy to see why is that. Here is the fun fact. Depending on where you stand and the angle, you can see completely different figures, whether a mysterious things, an old woman with a flowing hair, or a young lady. Share in the comments, what do you see? Beyond the well-known Zhumbakhtas, Borabay's landscape is dotted with even more intriguing rock formations, like Okjitbes rock, towering above the water and cloaked in local legends and mountains. Mount Kokshetau, also known as Sinyuha, is the highest in the area, rising around 947 meters. Its slopes are cloaked in pine forests, and the summit offers one of the best panoramic views of the park. Surrounded by pine and birch forests, every lake offers a different perspective on Borabay's beauty, making this national park a true paradise for nature lovers and curious explorers alike. If you want some fun and extreme stuff, you can rent snowmobiles. They look extremely fun, so let's try. There are so many opportunities for skiing in Borabay, and it's one of them. Let's go. Well, as you can see, I'm totally not a professional, but it's worth trying here. As a person who grew up in a city and who lives in a city and whose eyes are not used to, to such sceneries, it's my first experience actually skiing on the lake, and on a beautiful lake like Borabay, it's totally a must visit.
Nothing can beat a warm cup of tea, traditional Kazakh tea, after taking a long walk in the nature.
But here in Kazakhstan, tea isn't just a drink. It's a ritual, a symbol of hospitality, and a moment to slow down and connect. Whether you're at a family table or at a cozy cafe, tea is almost always at the center of it all. And of course, it's never served alone.
With my tea, I have taro, this is traditional roasted millet, and I also have navat, this is a type of crystallized sugar. And here come my favorite borsaks. By the way, if you want to learn more about traditional Kazakh cuisine, make sure to check out one of our latest videos on YouTube.
Once I've had my tea, I wanted to explore, let's say, something a little different. a visit to one of Borabay's hidden gems, the Morale Deer Farm. Here you can take a tour at just 1,500 tenge for an adult and 800 tenge for a kid, get up close and personal with this majestic deer, and even feed them. Just be warned, they love apples and aren't shy about it. This farm hosts more than 250 marl deers, and they have the chance to roam freely in the forest of Borabay. And their horns are commonly found to have healing properties and are used in medical treatment in Kazakhstan. I have some apples with me, and I'm ready to feed those beautiful animals. If you can see, they're all over there in their wildlife habitat. I think I need to hide my apples. Yeah, in my bag. Okay, so turns out marls really love apples, like a lot. And here, I was thinking this would be a calm, peaceful farm visit. Nope, it's me versus a herd of very determined marls. It quickly turned into me running for my life, and them, well, chasing their snack. My advice for you: don't wave apples around before you enter the area. Keep them hidden. But in all seriousness, they're gentle and pretty adorable animals, once they're not seeing you as a walking fruit basket. If you want some unique experience and, some connection to nature and animals, I think you need to visit this farm. These animals look beautiful. They might be a bit hungry sometimes because I felt attacked by them at first when I had apples with me, but then I just gave up these apples. So yeah, but this is a fantastic experience, must visit. Here is some advice on the weather. Winter in Borabay is nothing short of a snow-covered wonderland, but it definitely comes with its fair share of chill. From December to February, temperatures can dip as low as -30 degrees Celsius, with crisp, dry air that makes everything feel a little colder, but also a lot fresher. So layer up a warm coat, waterproof boots, and a solid pair of gloves and cap are essential. And that wraps up our adventure in Borabay. As you could have seen, Borabay can offer something for everyone. Whether you're seeking a peaceful gateway or an action-packed trip, Borabay has it all. Let me know in the comments if you've ever been here or it's on your bucket list. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time.